Millie started something. Dee 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 dee. Millie Chun, this is all your fault. I don't know whether I should thank you or punch you right in your nose. Thanks to Millie Chun, thanks to Millie's ASS, I stumbled across a new show. And the thing about it is, I guess you could call it a show, maybe like a mini movie or a scripted documentary. I don't know what you could call it. It's Tubi, so you know how that goes. But it's called Decisions um Are Not Black and White. It's like a season one type thing, and it's only showing 3 episodes. So I don't know if they show an episode a week, and I just need to catch up, or maybe season one is all 3 episodes. I don't know, but since today is Friday, I'm gonna just do one a day. I'm gonna do t- today, do an episode two tomorrow, do episode two, do episode three Sunday. So at least y'all have something consistently over the weekend. But this actually, because y'all know it's Tubi, so I sat at the hell out of it. But it actually wasn't bad. It's dealing with Dr. Kaysen. Ken Kansen. He's a black guy. I've seen him before. I may got his last name wrong, but I definitely seen Ken before. He's some type of doctor. I'm assuming he's a therapist, psychiatrist, something like that. And he's given like 3 short stories of 3 different scenarios. Basically, and it boils down to decisions and the decisions that people make and what events happen because of said decisions that people make. And then he leaves you to ponder the question, if this was you in your situation, what would your decision be? What would you do? How would you handle it? And he would leave it at that. Now, I saw some comments where people was like they wish that Dr. Ken would have said what he told the people, but honestly, I don't. I like the formula that he's doing because he not finna give you all of that. He wants to know your decisions. He wants to know if you was she and she was you, if you was him and he was you, and this was your situation, would your decision be the same as his or hers? Could you see yourself making that same decision, or could you see yourself making this decision or that decision? Like, I like the way he ends it. Me, I like the way he ends it. I like that he ends it off in the, "Oh, what would you do?" type thing. I'm not mad at that. Y'all hold up a second. My bad, y'all. I had to get my water. Anyway, let's get down to this episode because I actually wrote a lot down. And then we're going to get down to the deeper conversation that can be had at the end of this. So at the very beginning of the movie, we see 2 old ass geezers, because both of them old, fucking down to the back of the truck. And the man got one nipples pierced, and that's gonna play a key role later on down to this shit. So we meet Melissa. Melissa is 46-year old, like I said, old. that lives in Atlanta. She says that she got her shit together. She has her own home. She has her own car, and she has a lot of common sense and no cheering. You do got common sense because shit. You living your life. You ain't got to worry about having a babysitter who gonna do this, who gonna do that. You ain't got to worry about no overly grown ass churn all in your business, all in your house, just that thing and the other. Listen, I feel like this. If you made it to 40 something without being a parent and you ain't gay, kudos to you. I call you a smart bitch, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, She says even with all of the good stuff she has, she says she has her own flaws as well. She says that she had her share of fuck niggas, and she admits that she's not perfect. She has shortcomings and her own insecurities. But recently, she fell in love with a man. I fell in love with a man, and there was a problem. So we're gonna get down to the problem in a second. So Melissa and her, we segue to Melissa and her two friends, Trina and Bree, working out down to the gym, and the three of them discuss where they are in life. But they're not where they want to be down in the love department. You know, all three of them basically single. All three of them admit that they in their 40s, and all three of them admit that they thought that they would have the husband, the house, the cars, the children, the dog, the white picket fence, the joint accounts, you know, the family vacations, the family soirees and Christmases and things like that. But they don't have that. And you know, Melissa's 46, so you know, she wants that. You know, which in a real life scenario, I know a lot of 40 somethings that feel that way. A lot of 40 somethings that I know be walking around here questioning themselves and what's wrong with them, you know, because they ain't married and they ain't got no little greedy crumb snatchers running around chasing after them, nipping at the heels and shit like that. I said crazy, but that didn't me. But y'all know that's how you heteros do. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is most people that hit that 40 and they don't have like the family and the husband and or the wife, you know what I'm saying, or things like that. A lot of them do start to question themselves and damn, you know what the hell I've been doing all this time, living your life and not being the fuck bothered. Be happy. That's how I feel about it. But whatever. Anyway, Melissa leaves her keys at the gym, and when she goes back to find them, that's when she runs into Trevor. And then the two of them strike up a conversation. Now, Trevor is a handsome guy, but I'm gonna tell y'all who Trevor could pass. Trevor really could pass for Dr. Gregory's brother. I'm not I'm not gonna lie. Trevor could totally pass for Dr. Gregory's brother. Y'all know Gregory Lunsford, Ryan there, them medicine hoes. Like, y'all know who married to my friend ass sweetie. He really could pass for some type of descendant of Dr. Gregory. Because every time I looked at that man, the first picture that came into my head was Dr. G. And if y'all don't believe me, go down to Tubi. Go find Decisions. All right, are not black or white. Look at episode 1. I'm telling you, when you look at, especially when he smiles, he just gives me so much Dr. Gregory. If y'all seen the show, please tell me in the comments if I'm lying. Anyway, Melissa and Trevor fucked in said car on the same day that they done met each other, and she saw that man long nipple ring. Girl, I hollered when I saw the nipple ring, and he only got one. Girl, I screamed. And let me tell you what else I screamed at. If y'all want to make me believe that there was actually some flirtation going on in the car, when y'all and this is just a small little critique, Dr. Ken. I don't mean no harm. I shouldn't have to notice that the character Melissa is still wearing her pants. Like, that's all I'm saying. I understand that this is Tubi and the quality do not have to be the best in order to make it to Tubi, but I also feel like you're an artist and you should be sensitive about your shit. And if I'm trying to make it seem as if these twos is fucking down to the car, then I'm gonna make it look like that. And I'm not gonna have Melissa being seen still being fully clothed. What he do? Poke a hole in the back of her shit? Now I don't know. You know, people find ways to do what they got to do these days. I mean, hell, maybe he did tear a hole in the back of that bitch. You know, that's my. But my point is, if y'all want to make us believe these scenes and that this is what's going on, it's little shit like that that just make it. Just saying, I ain't saying I want to see them fucking and nothing like that. I want to see no geriatric porn. All I'm saying is give us the illusion that it should be. We'll be more engrossed and we wouldn't be rolling our eyes at the TV and being like, Lord God, it's a Tubi movie. I gotta remember. Moving on. So after they fucked, y'all know they did what happens these days. You fuck first, then you decide that y'all want to be together. So that's basically, that's basically what they did, or at least that's how it is in the legitiquaz world. Okay, you gotta fuck first and suck some dick first before you decide you want to be with a nigga. And that's basically what they did. So it's good to see the heteros do the same thing that the homos do. Y'all got a lot more in common than what y'all think. Move, moving on. So after all of that, both of them decided that they want to start dating, and then they decided that they wanted to meet each other's friends. So she calls Bree, and Trina to make sure that both of them shows up. And Bree, you're a complete hater. You know, I don't mean no harm, and I got a lot of my friends that follow me, so I ain't finna name no names. But I got a lot of friends that are like that. They get very snobbish and standoffish and very like haterish when everybody in the friend group is dating, but they're not. You know what I mean? I got a lot of friends like that, and maybe that's just a normal thing. Like nobody really wants to be the oddball out within the friend group, so I get their feelings, but like it's just like yo, when you're supposed to be the character over the age of 40, you would think that you would get over that shit right now and find you a goddamn man. You know what I mean? And Bree, I ain't gonna lie, you did your job, honey, because you gave straight up, wait up, hold up, Mrs. Hater. How you doing? Like, damn. Um, So on the night of the dinner, before the others arrive, Trevor shows up and tells Melissa that he loves her. And he been wanted to tell her that, but he was scared and he didn't want to run her off. And of course, she said that she loves him too, and blah blah blah. So we get down to the dinner, and Bree asks Trevor's friend Brandon exactly what he does for a living. So I think he said he did something in was it finance? Was it social work? Was it a corporate executive? He did something around there to the tall buildings. He one of them niggas. He one of them niggas that work on the 12th and the 15th floor and shit like that. He one of them, a corporate executive. And so then he posed that question to Bree, and then Brittany tells this man that she does not know in front of her homegirl's man that she's an OnlyFans model. Like I said, like Bree, like, and again, I got real homegirls IRL that would do shit like that will make the atmosphere uncomfortable because they feel a way that that they're the single one out or the oddball out. So because they're uncomfortable, they will make the atmosphere uncomfortable for everybody. And that's basically what Bree did. And then they got Melissa to tell her about herself. Melissa cussed her ass out like she was supposed to. And then she threw her ass out like she was supposed to. Because Bree, you showed your ass. You showed your ass in front of two men that you don't know because you jealous because you ain't got a man there with you. Girl. And of course, Bree was light skinned, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. Moving on. Um, So after the dinner, Melissa and Trevor keep on seeing each other, keep on, keeping on. And after a while, Trevor moves in with Melissa, but her friends was not fond of the move, especially Bree. Well, of course, Bree won't gonna be fond of it. But had Trina felt the way about it, I ain't gonna lie, my eyebrow would have went up. Because I would expect Bree to be a fucking hater because at this point we already know that that's what Bree is. But I will know me if it was Trina and she felt a type of way about it. I ain't gonna lie. Now, I ain't gonna say that I would stop him from moving in, but it will make me look at some shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like it would, depending on what friend it comes from, would make me be like, Y'all know, y'all get what I mean? Drop down in the comments and let me know if y'all know what I mean. So while Trevor was moving in, Bree calls Melissa, and Melissa calls Bree out for her behavior. and says that every time her and Trina get into a new relationship or talk about a new man that they done got in their life, she does the same thing every damn time, and she's tired of it. Bree says that that's cute and all that, but every time they get into their new relationships, they find out that they're really dating fuck boys, and then it's Bree to the rescue. It's not her fault that they picked lame ass niggas. And so then that's when Melissa told her about herself, and then she hung up. Listen, two things can reside in the same house. Bree, you're a hater. But I can also see that happening too in a real in like a real friend group. Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see the people coming to the hater of the group and letting them know, oh, he did this, oh, he did that, da, 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 da. And then they got to sit and listen to Bree be like, yeah, excuse me, they got to sit and listen to Bree hating ass say, oh, yeah, I know, I told you he won't shit. I told you he was a fuck boy. I told you he was a mama's boy. I told you he was gay and all of the things of the things. Two truths can reside in the same house. While Brittany can most definitely be a hater because she was, y'all can also most definitely throw y'all shit in her face and throw how happy y'all are in the single person face. And then when the person's true color comes out, then you're running back crying on that same shoulder that you was throwing all of that bullshit in their face. I mean, two truths can reside in the same house, but that don't matter, Brittany. You was still a hater, Brit. You was still a hater girl. I'm just assuming your name Brittany because it was calling you Brit. Anyway, after Trevor moves in and she gets Bree together, Melissa talks about how great things were going in her life. She says she got a huge job promotion, which meant more money. She had a man, and she was finally able to tell Bree all of the things that she'd been wanting to say to her hating old bullshit ass for years now. And so since things was going so good, her and Trevor were talking about marriage and things was going great. But what happened next was completely unexpected to her. What happened next? Well, here we go. They go out to dinner. He takes her out to a really nice restaurant. And so Melissa starts, telling him how much she appreciates him and that from now on that they're a team. And he was saying that, he feels the same way. He's told her that, I absolutely love you. I adore you. You mean a lot to me. I'm glad I met you. My life is much better now. So on and so on and so. And while he's doing all of that, he decides to pull out a ring. And then right in mid proposal, maybe, that's when the waiter, Michael, comes to the table. And when Michael in that ponytail on top of that bad A came down to the table, honey, that is when Trevor got completely like frowsed and like, what the fuck? And oh my God, his nuts started to itching down to the table and all of this shit. And he just got completely over it. So y'all know Michael is a gay boy. Michael gay as hell. Okay, Michael got a long ass ponytail under that bad A and all of the rest of that shit. Okay, Queen, honey. Okay, Miss Michael is Queen, glitter, Queen. And so when he leaves the table, Melissa was like, Trevor, you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. And then she was like, you ain't homophobic, are you? And he looked at her. He said, no, of course not. I ain't homophobic. And she made a joke. She said, okay, good, because you in Atlanta, so you can't be like that. And so then after she said that, he decides to go into the little boy's room. So while he down to the little boy's room, pissing down to the urinal, Trevor starts peeking over the damn stall and watching him piss. And that's when we find out that Michael and Trevor had a one night stand 15 years ago. All right. It was 15 years ago. He did it for one time. Obviously, Michael got his absolute life because he still wants Trevor after 15 years. He still remember that one night. He starts showing Trevor him being in a jock strap and all of that shit. And you could tell the man honestly was not turned on. He wasn't turned on. It wasn't doing shit for him. He just wanted to get the fuck up out of the situation. But of course, Trevor being a queen, y'all know how queens do. They like to push up on somebody that they felt like they had a long time ago. And they feel like because they had him 15 years ago, they can have him 15 years later. And that's not always the case. So when he went to try to rub and touch all over Trevor, that's when Trevor choked his ass. He choked him. He choked him. He choked his ass all the way down to the damn floor. He nearly choked him out. And to be honest, I ain't upset about it. I'm not upset about it because it's like I said, it was 15 whole years ago. Times change, things change. You obviously see he's out on a date. You obviously see he's with somebody special. You touching all up over him like that. Like, forget the fact that y'all had whatever. It's just the fact that it's been 15 years later. You ain't in communication with him. He has not been in communication with you. Like, just you touching and being all up over him and watching him and stuff. Like, that shit is just creepy. That shit is creepy as fuck. And that's a lot of creepy shit that a lot of gays do that I really don't get down with. Like, so to be honest, I ain't even mad that Trevor choked his ass out on that dirty, disgusting bathroom floor. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Ain't no hate crime. Ain't no hate this. Ain't no hate that. Michael should have kept his fucking hands to himself, especially when he kept telling that man, no, no, absolutely not. No, that was a long time ago. No, that's not me. No, I don't want to do that shit. No, he kept telling you, don't touch him. No, like, it's a lot of good lessons about this shit because Michael got exactly what the fuck his gay ass deserved. You should have choked his ass out for real, for real. Anyway, when Trevor and Melissa gets home, Michael calls Trevor out of nowhere and tells him that it was good seeing him. Like I said, that creepy stalkerish shit. Trevor is confused as to how he even got his number and told him never to call him again. And so he shows Melissa the ring that he had for her, and she gets excited and says yes. But before he allows her to say yes and call Trina and tell her what's going on, he decides to come clean about Michael. Melissa kicks him out, then said that she should have known he was gay when she saw that nipple ring. Girl, I hollered. I hollered when she brought up that nipple piercing, honey. I hollered. I said, well, I'm glad you brought that up, sis, because I was confused by that long nipple piercing too. Now I ain't saying straight men can't go out here and get nipple piercings or whatever, but it's. I mean, I'm just saying, and I ain't saying it's straight. I ain't saying you straight boys can't have your nipples pierced because y'all know men's nipples get just as sensitive as women's do. So you know, hey, it's a sensitivity thing. He may like his nipples licked and played with or whatever when he laid up with his, you know. So that's why I'm saying I ain't saying that you can't do it, but you know. I'm just saying, if you ask any of my straight compadres where they get nipple piercings, they might smack you in your face for even asking them for shit like that. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. So Melissa says that the crazy thing about it is that she doesn't know if she could call Trevor gay because they talked when he came to collect all of his things. And he said that situation only happened once. He was in a really dark place in his life. He went to therapy for it, and then he realized it was a bad decision that he never had to repeat again. And she says, is she punishing him for being honest about something from happening 15 years ago? She says that she always says she wanted a man that was honest and was an open communicator. And would it have been better if he had hid it from her and just never told her about it, period? She admits that she's still in love with him and then she misses him so much. And that was basically the end of the episode. Now, this is what I'm going to say about that. This is the talking point. My honest opinion, like, see, this brings me to Tank. Y'all know Tank, the artist. And y'all know how a lot of people are just loving the fact of calling him gay because he openly admitted to allowing a man suck his dick a long ass time ago. He said it was only one time. He just did it just for the experience. And you know, I mean, you know, he didn't, it won't for him. You know, he ain't feel no way about it. He ain't feel no way about the man, the boy. He knew what he was doing at the time. You know, he didn't bash nobody. He was just like, look, I tried it one time. I let him do it. Really want my thing. I got it out my thing. Now everybody wants to consider him a dick in a booty ass nigga. And for me personally, I don't necessarily feel like that's fair because that's what life is about. Life is all about experiencing new things. And I don't necessarily feel like it's cool to label a man gay because he wanted to experiment one time, which is normal. That's normal. Like normally when shit like that happens, you're normally young and you still trying to discover yourself when you'll let a nigga suck your dick in the bathroom down in high school one time. And then you like, yeah, no. Nah, I'm just cool with just letting girls do it. It's the same feeling anyway. I just let my hoe do it. I wouldn't necessarily consider him gay, bi, anything. I consider him curious for that time. But after that, and you've honestly never done it again, and your whole focus, and sole focus has been women, and that's what because that's what you like for real, for real. No, I don't consider that gay. Nor do I feel as though you should allow a person to get away because they had one same sex experience over 15, 20, 25 years ago. Now, if it's something that happened right when he met you, then yeah, I could kind of understand you being like, I mean, I ain't finna judge you. I appreciate you for telling me, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable with it. But if it's a situation where it's literally over a decade ago and he's never been in that predicament since, he's never been caught in that predicament since, he never put himself in that predicament since. I don't necessarily think, if this was real, I don't necessarily think you should just let him go and just forego all of your feelings and be like, even though I love you, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't think you should, Melissa. Now, I know this is fake, it's scripted and all of that, but we just pretending like it's real. I wouldn't let Trevor get away just because of that shit. He was honest with you about it. I would much rather a person be honest with me before we even get married. Because here's my thing. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, he didn't tell you and he did have it from you. Then you're married, you're living together, you have a churn, and then out of nowhere, y'all go somewhere and this same scenario happen. Like, you would feel away. You would feel away, and your feelings would be valid because you would feel as though that you've been living a lie for all of this time because it's new to you. When versus he could have told you a long time. Listen, this is a hypothetically, of course, situation. Are there some things better left unsaid, or would you rather know instead? Hypothetically, of course, I get it. I get it. I mean, I just always think it's just best to be honest. It's best to be honest about anything from the past, especially if it's somebody that you really like that, and you're going the distance. It's always best just to be honest because who's to say shit won't come up later on down the line? You know what I mean? Like that. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it. That's all. I ain't got no more. Like I said, I wouldn't call Trevor gay either. I wouldn't. He was curious, but I wouldn't call it no dark place either. I don't necessarily think you trying to guy one time meant that you was in a dark place. I wish y'all to find a better word to use. Now I wouldn't call it all that. You was experimenting. You had the chance to do it. You had the opportunity to do it. The opportunity was Michael. You did it one time. It won't bug you. Cool, ain't no big deal. Shit. Like I said, women do the shit all the motherfucking time, and everybody finds it socially acceptable. So I mean, shit, let it be the same across the board. You all right, Trevor? Hey, it was on the one damn time. His shit was bad though. I tell you that. His shit was real bad. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if it was mine, Trevor. Okay. Or maybe you would have came back for more. I'm just telling you what it is. But anyway, that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. That was decisions. Y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know. Do y'all even watch Tubi? And if you do watch Tubi, let me know. Have you seen this? And if you haven't, I would suggest it because it entertained me. I'm very shocked, but it did. It entertained me. So I might watch episode 2 now. Just take the notes for it, and I'll already have it for tomorrow. Or I might just do that now and premiere for tomorrow. I don't know. But drop down in the comments, get the discussion popping. Again, Millie, thank you, friend. You gave me something to watch. I appreciate you because I got to get my shit back up anyway. And with that having been said, I'm gone. Bye.